Coco Gauff's mother and Victoria Mboko applaud her raw emotions about Miami final loss. Coco Gauff sharing her raw emotions after her Miami Open runner-up finish drew reactions from her mother, Candy, Victoria Mboko, and others. Coco Gauff recently wrapped up her North American hardcourt swing after competing at the 2026 Miami Open, where she finished as the runner-up. Following her defeat in the final, the former world number 2 shared her emotions on social media, drawing reactions from her mother, Candy, and players such as Victoria Mboko, Danielle Collins, and others. Coco Gauff's mother, Candy, sends love to her after her runner-up finish at Miami. Fellow players also react. Gauff was seeded 4th in the tournament and began her campaign in the second round after receiving a first-round bye. She overcame Elisabetta Cacciaretto in her opening match 3-6, 6-4, 6-3, and then defeated Alicia Parks 2-6, 6-0, 6-1, and Serena Sursti 6-4, 3-6, 6-2 in the third and fourth rounds, respectively. And the quarterfinals, Gauff eliminated the 12th seed, Belinda Bencic 6-3, 1-6, 6-3, and secure her spot in the final by triumphing over the 13th seed, Karolina Muchova 6-1, 6-1 in the semifinals. In the championship match, she faced the top seed, Aryna Sabalenka, and finished as the runner-up with a score at 2-6, 6-4, 3-6. Following her defeat in the final of the 2026 Miami Open, Gauff took to social media and shared a series of pictures reflecting on some of the memorable moments from the tournament. She described it as a special experience to reach the final in her home tournament and express gratitude to her friends and family for their support. "Not the trophy I wanted, but what a special experience this was to reach the final of my home tournament." Medium dark skin tone emoji modifier. "Thank you to the crowd and my friends/family for always supporting me through it all. I have so much gratitude and really found my joy again this week," Gauff captioned her Instagram post. Gauff also mentioned that she wasn't sure how her body would perform after getting injured at Indian Wells. However, she mentioned that she fought hard to compete in Florida and was proud to look back on her runner-up finish. "From being injured in Indian Wells to not being sure if I was even going to play this tournament and off-court trials, I fought super hard to be here, and because of that I can look back at this head held high. But best believe we'll get the bigger one day. So Flo, thanks for showing up for me. See you next year." Face with dung number 561, #Flauta, #AGG folded hands medium dark skin tone, she added. Reacting to Gauff's emotional message following her runner-up finish at the Miami Open, her mother, Candy, reshared the post and added 2 red heart emojis more. Coco Gauff regrets giving away free points to Aryna Sabalenka in Miami final loss. Players such as Mboko congratulated the former world number 2 on her runner-up finish in Florida, while Collins and Evelis praised Gauff for her fighting spirit throughout the tournament. "Loved watching you fight so hard, Whiteheart," Collins commented. "Congrats, Coco." Mboko wrote, "Such a fighter." Medium light skin tone emoji modifier, medium light skin tone emoji modifier, medium light skin tone emoji modifier, medium light skin tone emoji modifier. Liz commented. Looking ahead, Gauff is expected to participate in the 2026 Porsche Tennis Grand Prix, which will take place from April 11th to April 19th, 2026. The matches will be played on the indoor clay courts at the Porsche Arena in Stuttgart, Germany. Alongside the 2-time singles Grand Slam champion, other players expected to compete at the WTA 500 tournament in Stuttgart include Aryna Sabalenka, Jasmine Paolini, Zheng Qinwen, Alina Svitolina, Mira Andreeva, defending champion Yelena Ostapenko, and former champions Elena Rybakina and Iga Swiatek, among others. Last year, Gauff, who was seeded 4th at the Porsche Tennis Grand Prix, defeated lucky loser Ella Seidel with a score of 6-1, 6-1 in her opening match before falling to 5th seed Jasmine Paolini in the quarterfinals with a score of 4-6, 3-6. Coco Gauff has never hidden who she is. On the court, her athleticism and composure have made her one of the most compelling young stars in tennis. Off the court, it's her emotional honesty that continues to resonate just as deeply. Following her loss in the Miami Open final, that authenticity was once again on full display, and it didn't go unnoticed. Among those who responded most meaningfully were her mother and rising tennis player Victoria Mboko, both of whom recognized something powerful in Gauff's vulnerability: strength. Losing a final is never easy. The Miami Open, played on home soil in front of a supportive crowd, carried extra weight for Gauff. Expectations were high, and the desire to win was palpable. When the match slipped away, so did the carefully held composure that athletes often feel pressured to maintain. What the world saw instead was raw emotion, tears, frustration, and the visible processing of disappointment. In many sports cultures, especially at the elite level, such moments are often scrutinized. Athletes are expected to be gracious in defeat, but also restrained, almost detached. Emotion, particularly when it is unfiltered, can be misinterpreted as rather than humanity. But Gauff's reaction challenged that narrative. Her mother's response was immediate and deeply supportive. Rather than encouraging her daughter to stay strong in the conventional sense, she validated the emotion. She understood that behind every tear was effort, sacrifice, and passion. For a parent who has witnessed the countless hours of training, the early mornings, and the personal sacrifices required to reach such a stage, the reaction was not surprising. It was deserved. There is something profoundly grounding about parental affirmation in moments of public vulnerability. Gauff's mother didn't try to reframe the loss or minimize the pain. Instead, she acknowledged it. In doing so, she reinforced an important message: feeling deeply is not a flaw, but a reflection of how much something matters. Mboko, a young and emerging talent herself, echoed that sentiment from a different perspective. As someone navigating the same demanding world of professional tennis, she saw Gauff's reaction not as a breakdown, but as a breakthrough. Mboko recognized the courage it takes to be emotionally transparent in an environment that often rewards stoicism. Her praise highlighted an evolving mindset among the next generation of athletes. There is a growing recognition that mental and emotional well-being are just as critical as physical performance. Mboko's acknowledgement of Gauff's honesty suggests a shift, one where athletes are beginning to support each other not just for their victories, but for their authenticity. What made this moment particularly impactful was its relatability. While most people will never compete in a Grand Slam final or play in front of thousands, the experience of falling short after giving your all is universal. Gauff's tears mirrored something deeply human, the sting of unmet expectations, and yet, within that vulnerability lies resilience. Emotional expression is not the